Greetings. In this tutorial, I'll cover the features added to FL Studio 10.5. Broadly, the areas cover the playlist, MIDI controls, automation, the piano roll, and updates to Harmor. The playlist. Grouping. Right-click the track below the one to group with and select Group with above track. Alternatively, click on the lower track divider and drag up until it groups. Now these two are grouped with the parent above. To mute the group, hold Alt and click any of the mute buttons in the group. Double-click a parent divider to minimize the group. To ungroup, drag up on a divider until it ungroups, or use the right-click menu option again. Performance mode. As we covered this in the FL Studio 10.5 Performance Mode video, I'll concentrate on some of the things we didn't show. Previously, we suggested setting up a project for Performance Mode by selecting the Tools, Macros, Prepare for Performance Mode option. Rather than that, I'll show you how to set one up manually. I'll just clear the playlist and now add a time marker using Alt-T. I'll call it Start, as that is what it will be. Then right-click it and select Type Song Start. As I drag it to the right, the playlist bars go with it. The area before the start marker is your performance zone. Make sure the start marker is moved to a whole bar division. I'll just add the drums and the melody, which I'll slice up into 4 bars. Now I'll select Performance Mode, and the start marker appears at the start. Now if I press play, I can trigger clips. Each track then gets its own performance mode options. Press is the interaction with triggering. Motion is how clips march or not along the track. Trigger sync is about trigger timing relative to the beat. And position sync, where within a clip, triggering will start. What we didn't show before was that you can record your performances. To do this, right-click the Record button and make sure clips are selected. When you click the Record button and press play, the clips are now placed after the start marker as triggered. When finished, you can drop out of performance mode and edit the playlist as normal. MIDI settings. The MIDI settings now have a MIDI in port. Supported controllers should now be auto-detected, so it's a good idea to use the default MIDI in and out port, which should be the same, so you can share projects with others using the same controller. The MIDI in port also allows you to use several of the same controller type by setting them to different ports. Alongside the controller type selector, you'll now see a small question mark. Clicking this will take you to our site where we have a controller reference list with all the details about any custom features for the controller. New controllers added with 10.5 include Touch OSC, Korg Pad Control, Native Instruments Machine and Machine Micro, Livid Block, Akai, APC 20 and 40, and Novation Launchpad. Linking. The Remote Control Settings dialog has gained some mode options. I can now link a mixer slider to a keyboard, for example. Hold will hold the value of the velocity until you release the key. Latch is a binary switch. Inc is increment. Automation. So if you've been recording automation, here's some new tools for the automation clips. Let's send this event automation to an automation clip. and we get a new Decimate filtering tool. Turning it to the right removes more points. If you open the channel settings for automation clips, there's some new tools there too. Under Options, Articulator, there's the range of tools previously found on our synthesizer articulators such as Citrus and Harmor. This includes Filter, and Smooth Up. For example, Tap Tempo. There's a new interface including a mute option. This mutes the project audio until a stable tempo is reached. This is useful if you're trying to get FL Studio into sync with another live source. In a similar way, the nudge controls allow you to momentarily speed or slow the tempo to get FL Studio in sync. Right-click Data Entry. Now you can right-click controls to type in values. And plugins too. Channel Mixer Routing. Once you select a channel, you can now hold Alt and roll your mouse wheel to change the mixer track. Piano Roll. Associated with the General options, click and hold functions in the piano roll, we have some new options. Right-click, hold and roll your mouse wheel to change tools. The brush tool now works in monophonic brush mode. That means you can paint monophonically, and it copies the note lengths of existing data. You can also glue notes now by click and hold between touching notes. Finally, when you copy notes, holding Shift will lock vertically and Control will lock horizontally. The same shortcuts work in the playlist. Plugin Picker. Start typing with the Plugin Picker open and you can now search for plugins. I'll type in Harm and then add OR, etc. Speaking of Harmor, it's gained some new distortion modes ready for your abuse and testing. And finally, you can now record the testing keyboard, which is useful for legato-style instruments and sound design work. Until next time, we hope you enjoy the FL Studio 10.5 update.
No